So as Moutier warms up before Game 3, a part of me says he's kind of the only one doing anything. I mean, he's doing more than just doing something. He is killing it in this. I mean, he has been by far the best player in this series, better than Steph Curry. Well, maybe not better than Harrison Barnes, who still seems to be possessed by some sort of basketball god. But regardless, Moutier's killing it. But it doesn't change the fact that we're down 2-0, and it's really because of execution in the last, bits of the fourth quarter, because we're in these games. It's not like we're just getting blown out by the onslaught of Golden State the second the game starts. But unfortunately, newsflash, these guys are really freaking good, and as a result, it only takes a couple of mistakes here and there, and next thing you know, you're down 7 points, 10 points, 12 points, whatever it may be. I mean, right here, we get a basket with Gallinari, but then Steph with some step-back falling thing, and then we're down 7 points. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Here in Game 2, Steph Curry gets by KJ. He does the floating layup thing that he loves to do. That's all she wrote against him. You know, you leave RJ Hunter open, who's really killing me to the point where I'm like, maybe I'd rather see Klay Thompson, as crazy as that is. But going into Game 3, there is a slight story of Steph Curry has a bit of an injury that I could easily just show you by going to the Warriors roster thing, but I'm not going to do it because I just ain't got no damn time. But there are some adjustments for Game 3. For one, Gallinari's not in the game because he never knew how to play defense, but he really didn't know how to play defense in Game 2. And plus, his offense since entering the starting lineup, it just hasn't been there. So I think he's just meant to be our sixth man, providing scoring off the bench. Joffrey Laverne has been really good at the center position right now for us coming off the bench. And Nurkic is going to start in this game, but if I'm seeing some signs that Laverne should be the guy out there, I'm going to make that switch. And also, KJ McDaniels is making a real bid for the starting two-guard spot. Now, Gary Harris is a good dude, and he's going to be playing, but KJ's athleticism was already on fleek, but now the outside shot is more consistent. I mean, he was good with that towards the end of the season. It's really coming alive in the playoffs. Anyway, we're down 2-0 in Denver. Steph Curry's still moving, so clearly he can still walk, so good for him. Here we are. The Denver crowd hasn't seen a playoff series in a little bit, not too long, but long enough to where this is a big deal. And let's see if we don't get swept. That's the underlining of this whole thing. You saw Steph Curry has the cross there, but even then, he's still going to shoot the damn ball because I'm pretty sure he's got the highest shot tendency in the history of the NBA since, Kobe Bryant of, this season, so maybe he doesn't have the highest tendency. Justin Anderson open, of course, he's going to be replacing Gallinari in the starting lineup. He hits his three-pointer, and that's always the story with him if he can hit that outside shot because his defense is going to be fine, or at least I assume it will. Draymond with a long two-pointer. Usually the Warriors don't take those kind of shots, but he dropped it in there. A bit of a lead, which is not new for us because we've had leads going into the half. In the first two games, I don't know how Moutier got past Steph Curry there because I didn't do any move. I just kind of ran forward. Is that the secret to getting by defenders in 2K16? You just run forward? Because every time I try to do a crossover, it doesn't work. Moutier scores again with the Marcus Smart play. And, his scoring has just been great this whole series, and we're really seeing the player that he can be. But then Andre Iguodala decides to shoot the ball for the first time in 4 seasons because, as we know, Iguodala has not shot the ball since he stopped wearing a Philadelphia 76ers jersey. Gallinari coming off the bench now, and he just might be more comfortable, okay? A 14-point lead, we're rolling on all cylinders going into the second half, and I'm starting to think to myself, could we actually win a playoff game? Well, I don't know, because Steph Curry, his shot might not be there, which is a really weird thing to say, but he's still going to be an effective offensive player. He beat Moutier driving to the basket there, but then Moutier decides to hit a little jumper of his own. I don't understand. Steph Curry just beat Moutier off the dribble, and then Moutier hit an outside shot. Isn't that kind of backwards? I don't know. Steph Curry tries to right the ship with a shot there. That doesn't go, but then Bogut, with the greatest pass I've ever seen off of an offensive rebound, hitting Draymond, who, I will say again, is too fat in 2K16. What the hell, Ronnie 2K? Gallinari now here, and I'm trying to do an isolation with Thad Young. That's not a good idea. Gallo tries for the illegal screen. Iguodala. That guy will be 40 years old, and he'll still be one of the best defensive players in the league, and still nobody will realize it, okay? Steph Curry open. Here they come. It's only 5 points. Did you really expect anything different? Did you really expect the CPU to not make a comeback? And now the god of my team, which I haven't said in a while, Pierre Jackson, off to Gallo. That has to drop. Or it cannot, and now I'm officially terrified. Because these guys have momentum, and of course we know they can hit a 6-point shot on you at any time. And I really should have been in a better position with Nigel Hayes on Iguodala, because, I mean, Iguodala is apparently a moody dude, so depending on what day of the week it is, he could be a scoring machine or he could never shoot the ball. Today he's deciding to shoot the ball. Now RJ Hunter just missed it there, which might have been his first miss of the entire damn series. And so we got Moutier back in the game now. We're up 3, but with Moutier in the game, I'm always relaxed, and rip Steph Curry for ending up on Nigel Hayes, because that's way too many pounds that Steph Curry didn't want up against him. And once again, the jumper, geesh. It might be a genuine injury for Steph Curry. I mean, that shot was short. How many times can you say that about him? Even though his points have been good, his percentages have not. But Moutier, I guess he had to pick up the slack for the outside shooting, because he's been fantastic, okay? And if he can carry that into next season for us, after we win the championship, of course, I mean, what? Forget I just said that. RJ Hunter once again, and I mentioned earlier, he's been so good, maybe I'd rather see Klay Thompson, because sometimes star players in 2K don't play well, but role players just have a frickin' ball. I don't know, but what I do know is you can't leave Gallinari open. And I foreshadowed that shot going in, but I really don't give a crap. 8-point lead. Once again, we're not safe. Okay, if you think we're safe with an 8-point lead and a minute left, I don't know what to tell you. I tried to play help defense with Nurkic and Bogut. I guess that's the closest thing to a jump shot that Bogut has ever made, okay? Hey, I'm glad to help out Andrew. I'm glad to help out with the fact that you finally scored from somewhere outside of 2 feet of the basket. Draymond Green being Draymond, so I'm not going to shoot that mid-range with Nurkic. And I'm trying to work on something with Thad Young here, because that pick and roll has been pretty effective for us, especially right here. And what the hell, dude? The green release. Thad Young is officially the king of missing green releases. That guy's missed so many to the point where I'm like, I don't even know if I should shoot the ball with him sometimes. It's crazy. But anyway, Harrison Barnes with the ball now, and that's usually a nightmare in this series. But what's really a nightmare is the CPU with about 4 seconds left, and you can see why, because they can just pull some crazy shot out of nowhere. But still, we have a lead. We're shooting free throws, Gallinari to the free throw line, and I don't really expect him to miss one of these, right? Do you expect it? Green release? Okay. If 2K starts making us miss green releases off of free throws, then we're going to have a real problem, okay? Because there's going to be some broken TV sets. But it's a 7-point lead, and we can say we won our first playoff game of the series. Isn't that nice? Isn't it a nice thing to say that it only took us 2 seasons to get to the postseason and win a game? That's really good. Now the next question we have is, could we win Game 4? I mean, we're still in Denver. We had good energy here. Golden State made it interesting, as you'd expect, but Game 4 is going to be a big deal. Is it going to be 2-2 going back to Golden State, or are we going to be down 3-1?